What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Los Del Fresco for the Bread and Butter Show. Today we are at Eaton, DC, and I have the CEO of Distrik Kollective. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
First thing, Carlos, it's a pleasure to be here with you, brother.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you having us here, brother.
I'm a big fan of what y'all do, man. It's important to the community, to the culture.
Definitely.
My name is Mike Bowie. I am the Distrik Kollective. But it's definitely a thing where it's not about me. The community, the arts community in the DMV has grown this thing. Okay. And all I do is listen and I study. And we're now launching into the second phase. First phase was the Creators Jam, free to artists, free to the public, with our partners here at the Eaton Hotel. It's called Wild Days on the rooftop. But the second tier of this is we're launching July 4th. We're launching Independence Day for artists. It's going to be our new artist web portal. Okay. And we're going to get into all the description as we talk.
Yeah, definitely. So, Michael, let me ask you a question, man. How did you get into this, man? What brought you? Because I know it's more than just love of music, brother.
Well, you know what? Music, as probably many of your listeners can attest to, saved my life. Okay. Number one, you know, it brought me through a lot of tough times, and it kept my head level on when things was going too great. You know what I mean? It just kept you right there. I'm a son of two musicians, and man, I grew up in the Warner Theater down the street here, playing with the Drifters and the Coasters when I was a kid. And I've MD'd Isaac Hayes, Patti LaBelle, Angie Stone, and I've worked with got a Grammy participation with Betty Carter.
Man, that's amazing.
Abby Lincoln. I worked with Joe Williams. I've been blessed. I've been blessed, and it's not because I don't see myself as some sort of great whatever. It's just the blessings from the Spirit, man, to be around these great people. So I live in DC, and I started this thing called the Creators Jam. Okay. And artists started coming, and what we do is we don't play any cover tunes. Right? We don't play no cover tunes.
All original jam.
All right there, right on the spot. So it's basically like a writing session live. Right? Now that we have come to find out over the last year and a half is not done anywhere in this city. And let me give a shout out to my man Raymond Angry. Okay. Raymond Angry plays keyboards with the Roots. And he came from Howard University, so I've known him since he was in college. So he and I, he's my brother. Yeah. And he's doing the Producers Jam up in New Blue in New York. Okay. I said I want to do that here. I want to do that here.
I think Sky Zoo did an episode of that.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The Blue Note, right?
No. This one's no. This was at New Blue.
There's a New Blues too, right?
Yeah. It's a spot called a New Blue. Okay. And they do it once a week on Mondays. And I said I want to do that here, and so that's what that's what got it started. And the artists kept coming to me, man. It's like, man, this is different, and so then I'm like, jam sessions are cool. And ours is more of a workshop. But what about after? Like, we do this thing, right? Yeah. Do I just leave my people? Yeah. Like I'm meeting all these just fresh talent, all this. Like, what can we do beyond just having a jam session workshop? Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? Let's build a artist web portal. So Distrik Kollective, with K at the end of District and the K at the beginning of collective.com, we're launching a brand new artist web portal where the artists that you'll get a chance to talk to today will be artistpreneurs, we call them. So everybody will have their own web store. Nice. Right? So you click on them, you can subscribe, you can buy their content, separately.
Merch, albums,
everything.
Whatever. Yeah.
And you can connect personally with this fan. And then by being the collective, you'll meet Erin. Erin everybody has talents beyond just even the music side. So Erin is doing our systems analyst on the back end. So she's handling a lot of the subscriptions. I got some young brothers at GNSN who created the website and does our social media. So it's the energy.
And this
of
is all
people.
local people
That's
from the
right.
DMV area too.
And everybody's
working together, and it's just,
I don't make a dime from this because when the artists
you're not Russell Simmons.
No, because when the artists are able to make a living, things come. Things will come. And that's what my entire goal is. I want tons of artists from the DMV and beyond to eventually come in and be a part of this, because if I have 10 fans and the other artist has 10 fans, exponential eyeballs on the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And from your subscriptions, we can pool that money, right? And start and do shows like we did at the here at the Eden. We call it the Silo. So we have all the artists write new music just for that concert. Ooh, and it's only
perform it live.
Yeah, you perform it live, and you only get to see it once, and it's gone. And it's gone.
Yeah.
And just to show the artistry level, and it also challenges artists, to be up on their game.
Yeah.
To learn to
and
to
it's
write
inspiring.
and collaborate.
Yeah, collaborate and work together as the DMV. Because so many artists come out of this area, man. So many, and they're all looking for a number one. A lot of everybody wants to push what they're doing, and that's beautiful. But what about the next? And how are you growing to make that next project even more dope than you did here? Yeah.
This is where we do it at DKE. That's why we do what we do. For growth, we've got a studio. Matter of fact, Amber Marie and Ben Lasso, who are on the when everybody checks out the website, you'll go through their thing. We've got like 30 or 40 tracks on them already. So you can choose to use our studio.
And they can contact. They can just go on the website and just
man. But you just
click on it. Just click on it. Distrik Kollective.
Yeah.
With a K at the end of district and a K in the beginning of collective.
Yep, sir.
DistrikKollective.com.
Yes, man.
So let me ask a question. If an artist, before we finish it, if an artist is interested, man, and wants to be a part of this, what do they do? Is there something they got to go through, or
no? See, the whole thing is, if you can make it up here, the next Creators Jam is July 4th.
July 4th.
Right on that. So we're not too far from where the fireworks are.
Okay.
So from the rooftop, you can see all the fireworks.
So it's going to be here at the Eden
Hotel,
DC.
July 4th. We've got the great Wes Felton DJing from 7 to 9. And Wes and Raheem Devon have done a number of albums together.
Yeah.
Wes Felton is amazing. So he's DJing from 7 to 9, and then the jam starts at 9 o'clock. And what we do is, if you're an artist, you line up along the wall. I'm pointing to imaginary wall right there.
No, but the window's right there, so I can see it around the corner.
Right. So you line up against the wall, I bring you in, and you fit into the vibe, at that time, and I've heard some amazing things, and some people, need more work than others, but it's a safe space to build your skills.
And I feel like as an artist, you come out here, check other artists, it's gonna inspire you, and honestly, everybody sets their game up. Connections.
Yes, and we don't stop there. So once you get a feel for what's happening, that's that level of things. Being on our website, if you like the concept, because Bandcamp does that.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, the benefit of being an actual collective, right, and being able to pool our resources to do concerts, to have people who subscribe and follow you, to come down and give them something, beyond beyond just selling the merch. It's gotta be
connect with the artist.
That's right. A real connection.
Yeah.
So that's what. So to answer your question, artists don't have to do a thing. Just reach out and say, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Tell me more." Because we want artists to be on this web portal.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been building towards. And the Creators Jam is just for the networking and for the improvement of your skills to make that next project even more dope than your current project.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. So, where they can find Distrik Kollective distrikcollective.com. Is there? Do you want to give out the Instagram, the Twitter, TikTok, or?
Yeah, let me see. I'm terrible at that.
No.
But
at
Instagram, Instagram is distrik.collective.
Okay.
Again, DISTRIK and KOLLECTIVE. Distrik Collective, distrik.collective on Instagram. But everything now, we want you to go to our website,
so
which is distrikcollective.com. And that's, it's open to everybody, man. And it's a concept that the more people get involved with this, the more we can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the last Silo show was free. And we spent over 10 grand, but the city gave us quite a bit more because they know that this thing has legs for artists, and to really start to, because look, it takes 166 streams to make a buck on Spotify. You get them 166 people to give you 50 cents, $1. Those numbers change.
Yeah.
And then the exponent of that, right?
It helps an artist make the next album. And
that's right. So you got to be on those streaming platforms, but then you want to bring them back to some place where you keep them.
And that's where they come to your website.
That's what the DK is about. So if you're an artist, please reach out to us, because I want to see people in other states around the country start this thing, man.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, brother.
Carlos,
man, we're doing this again, brother.
Man. Yeah, man. Are you kidding?
All right, man. And we're about to have your two of your artists come on here.
And Fuhhrare and they're artistpreneurs. So Fuhhrare and Erin, they're gonna come in here and talk to you about what they're doing, which is they're on our site, but they own what they own, and we don't take a penny for it.
Thank you so much, Michael.
My brother.
Have a good one, man. Yes, sir.
Peace.
We have an artist that's associated with Distrik Kollective. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you guys.
What's up, y'all? My name is Fuhhrare. Fuhh Rare everywhere.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure to be out here.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming and sitting down with us, man. So real quick, man, how long have you been part of Distrik Kollective, man?
So I've been a supporting artist for a couple years now. Shout out my man, Run It for Luca.
Okay.
Great multi-faceted artist that plays a bunch of instruments. He's the one who actually got me hip back to the first time I actually came.
Oh, nice.
So when I pulled up, I felt like I was at home for real. Just being able to perform live in front of people I've never met before, hear the great music. It's always a jam, always improv.
It's like inspiring too, right?
Literally, yeah. A lot of people come up there and they're talking on shit that's going on in their life, on shit that's going on that affects the whole city. So it's always a vibe.
Yeah, definitely. So let's start from the beginning, man. Music. Like when did you know music was part of, like, you fell in love with music and you knew it was part of what you wanted to do for the rest of your life?
So music came about big in my house.
Okay.
My family's from out of the country. Shout out Rio, Campo Grande.
Okay. Oh, you're Brazilian?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of my parents had a very mixed kind of gospel, but also Brazilian vibe with them.
Okay.
My older sisters were in their early teens during the early thousands.
Okay.
So again, I was hearing a bunch of different music that I wasn't aware of, like T.I., Lil Wayne, Outkast, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, just to name a few.
So just you had that Brazilian background, but you also hip hop in 2000s, hip hop and R&B, maybe. Basically.
And just growing out here versus growing up back home, just having those conflicting, backgrounds kind of influenced all of that. So that's kind of where it started. My sister had a keyboard in the basement. I would just, run the loop back. It had a couple beats on there. They were nothing crazy. It was just basic. But like, I had a couple of friends. We'd be down there just freestyling sometimes, just playing on the keys and shit like that. So after that, once I got past high school, I started getting into music production. And from there, I had a couple people grab some beats, but eventually I was like, man, like, these aren't even seeing the light of day. And if they do, most of the time they're just rapping about something that's not really coinciding with my message and what I want to represent. So that's pretty much how I got into it, for real.
Yeah, and then so once you started making beats, and then putting out your music? Were you local with it? How did you get your music out there? Like,
so at first it was more so, you know, I'm gonna just do this, put it out, and see what'll happen.
Okay.
You know, nothing too crazy. Got it. Like I said, a couple of people hopped on beats. Once I got kind of in certain friendships and relationships with people, that's when I kind of got more comfortable actually recording. You know, going out to shows. A lot of it, I owe it a lot to DC, really, because I live, you know, kind of out of the city like that, but being able to come in.
Are you from the DMV, like Maryland?
Yeah, like Moco,
okay, cool.
Gaithersburg, 301 type shit. Okay. Just being able to come out here and go to multiple venues I probably hadn't even heard of at the time, you know.
Yeah.
So Spacey Lounge was one of the first places I would do out here. Over by Howard U. There's a place called. It's like a T3 or something. It's like a think tank, but it was a cool venue where a couple different collectives were putting out shows.
Oh, nice.
So once I kind of caught wind of that, that's when I was like, okay, well, I have all these beats. Like, let me find out a way to kind of bring it to life in a set. Mm-hmm. And from the beats, you know, other people are freestyling it. That's when I would freestyle too. And at some point, I would just be in the crib making beats, and if I have it on loop long enough, I started to think of like words and like hooks and shit like that. So that's kind of how it came to be. And then once I started recording, I kind of just started putting the work out and you know, let it speak for itself. Right?
Yeah, let the music speak, man. That's dope. So in 2023, this year, what do you have planned? What do you have planned as an artist?
So
what projects are coming up? What can we look forward?
So for the first half of the year, I really focused on just putting myself out there, going out. Shout out Only Vibes, shout out Open Jam, Fresh Produce, all these events being like allowing me to network with people, meet different producers and artists. I have a project out called Booster Pack.
Okay.
It's kind of an ode to just my lifestyle and growing up. I always was looking for booster packs. It's kind of like a Pokemon theme type thing, you know what I'm saying? But I even have a sticker. My hardware's in the car. Like my little carrying case has a little sticker. I made a
booster pack.
Yeah, it was like it's basically like a Pokemon card, but like it's my face on it with a couple special moves on there.
Dope.
But no, I'm dropping JOA. July 1st. That's JOA, acronym for Jack of All.
Okay.
Jack of all trades being the master of none, but that a lot of people don't finish the quote. More often, better off than a master of one. So I kind of, like I said, I'm a self-produced artist. I do work with a homie at the studio, you know, to kind of help me bring it to life. But outside of that, you know, there's so many different parts of my life that I don't even, you know, shed light on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
I think people sometimes get stuck in like being in one lane, like, oh, this is you have to be the best at this, like that. It's like, nah, I don't know if y'all seen my man Terry Crews, but he could act his ass off, but he could really draw, like, he could draw a picture of someone perfectly, and I would have never.
He's an artist too?
Like, he'll draw, like, literally, he'll take this record right here, he'll draw it, like, smooth, like, no problem, you know what I'm saying? So, the fact that he could, like,
multi-talented,
you know what I'm saying? So, that's the whole theme of the project. Jack of All. It's going to be a beat tape, probably, I would say at least 10 to 15 beats, you know? And then once I drop that, throughout the year, the singles will start rolling out, and I'll have an announcement for the project dropping either later this year or early next year.
Perfect. So where can we find all these projects, or where can they hit you up for music? And
so
artists that need beats, bro.
Yeah, literally. My @ is FUHH for rare everywhere.
Okay.
So that's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud. Even on Facebook, I know I have a page up. So yeah, just hit that link. You got a link in the bio. You'll have options to shop for gear. I got t-shirts, I got stickers, keychains.
Yo, hit them up. Again,
when it comes to beats, there's always different levels of what kind of, it's pretty much like a license when you want to get a beat. A lot of people don't really know that. So, you know, make sure you get your registered with ASCAP or whatever, BMI. We're ready to work, you feel me?
Exactly. So, man, yo, thank you so much for coming on here, brother. I can't wait to check out your shit, dog.
Yeah, no,
I'm excited, man. This is another artist that collabs with the Distrik Kollective. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
My name is Erin Murphy Snedecor, and I am an electroacoustic indie cellist.
Electric acoustic indie cellist. That is Awesome. How long have you been playing? So you play the cello?
Yeah, I play the cello, the big one.
The big one, okay.
The big one. Not as big as the bass, but yeah.
The bass is doom doom doom.
The bass is the real tall one, or the
cello's is almost like a violin but bigger, basically.
You still you have to rest it on the ground with a pin, and you have to sit. So it's violins over here.
Okay.
Cello's a little bigger.
So how long have you been playing the cello?
I have been playing the cello for 25 years.
25
years. So my whole life.
Your whole life.
Since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And I started, people ask a lot if I'm classically trained, and the answer to that is yes. I took lessons in the Suzuki method, very traditional cello, think Yo-Yo Ma, classical music.
Almost like Beethoven with piano stuff.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah. Learned a lot of the old European style standards.
That's cool.
And then when I decided to major in music, you were asking me before, how did I get into this?
Yeah.
I was a music major when I went to Ithaca College.
Okay.
And I actually was debating between a career in science and a career in music, and I was like, entertainment industry is hard, and I knew it was hard. I knew it was gonna be hard, and I was like, I love being in a lab, maybe I can double major. And then eventually I started skipping my science classes to go practice, and I was like, then we're just not gonna do this. What are we doing?
Quit the science.
Exactly. So I was like, I'll go whole hog on music and see how it goes, and it's been good so far. But I found when I was at Ithaca that I loved working with rock bands and doing studio work and doing things that weren't technically in the classical world that I was being taught to thrive in.
Nice.
I also found that I liked it a little better, and I liked the people a lot better, and I was meeting different kinds of people than, and so I started going deeper into that, and then it's kind of brought me into a really wonderful community of different genre artists, and lets me kind of also be freer with what I do on the cello.
Yeah, not the typical cello music. It gets boring after a while, right?
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. It gets kind of boring.
It gets boring. You trying to take the art of cello somewhere else, basically.
I'm trying to. Well, and also with a lot of classical music, it's been said, there's so many people who can do the Brahms sonata a million times better than me. What am I bringing to that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's make something new. Let's make something new.
You're basically building your own avenue.
Trying to.
So let me ask you, how did you and the Distrik Kollective link up?
Yeah, so I met Michael Bowie as part of the Strathmore Artist in Residence program. I am a 2023 Artist in Residence at Strathmore, which basically means that I was part of this really wonderful professional development program where they would bring in different people in the music industry, physical therapists, marketing directors, programmers. Last week we met one of the programming executives for Jazz at Lincoln Center and got to talk to her about the process of how she books a show, which is immensely important to artists like us. We don't have no idea how that works behind the scenes. And this program kind of lifts the curtain on all that. And Michael is actually my mentor as part of that program. So he would sit down and we'd talk about where do I want to be in 5 years? How do I get there? And coincidentally, around the same time, he was launching Distrik Kollective, and he's like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And I said, oh, absolutely. It's the marketing side of things. I am very business minded, but even I have issues marketing my own music and reaching new audiences. I have my closest circle of friends that do their best to support me, but that only goes so far. And Michael's
word of mouth, but you need another avenue to push your music.
Exactly. And we need people like Michael who are willing to really put everything, all of his time into promoting artists in the DC area. He's doing such a wonderful job of getting us all on the same page, literal web page and focus page, trying to make more of a community out of what we're doing.
Everybody's looking out for each other.
And everyone's looking out for each other.
That's cool. Cool. So let's talk about your music. You do have an album.
I do have an album.
Okay.
It's called Zozantheli.
Zozantheli. Where can we find it?
We can find it on Bandcamp. Okay. My Instagram handle is eSneds, ESNEDS.
Okay, we'll link it in the video.
Awesome, cool, and there's a link in my bio to the album.
And we'll tag you on Instagram, and that way it could just go out, different avenues.
Exactly. And so this is the first album that I've done of all my own original compositions, and it's definitely more ambient electroacoustic. There are no lyrics. They're just it's all like kind of soundscapes in this album. I'm working on material now that is definitely more lyric driven and more songwriter driven. That should be out by the end of this year.
That's awesome.
But I don't have a release date, so I don't know. But look for it.
All right, so where can we find you? Oh, you already said it.
Yeah, you can find me on Bandcamp, and soon you'll be able to subscribe to my material on Distrik Kollective's site, Distrik Kollective's site, and get...
So you'll be able to get everything there?
Get all of my music, get updates from me, get, any of all of my merch will be up for sale there, and if you're a subscriber to any of the artists on the DKE site, you can get better prices on our merch and better prices on our music. You can get access to everything we do and basically be our patrons. It's basically a Patreon for local artists, and we see more of that revenue so that we can continue to do what we do in the city.
That's amazing.
It's really incredible.
Yeah. Instagram, you have an Instagram handle?
Yep, eSneds on Instagram and Zozanth Music on TikTok.
Perfect.
And
TikTok. You have TikTok videos?
I have a couple TikTok videos. I need to get better at TikTok.
Hey.
Tag me on TikTok. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Tag her on TikTok. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. That's the sign. We out.
Hello, right. Sound right. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Yeah. Free all my dogs, man. RIP's the ones that we lost for the cause. RIP my nigga Nip too. Gonna keep this marathon rolling, my dog. Look, I got my seat back, steady just thinking about the millions. Upgrade to the billions. I'm on the same shit Diddy on. High stakes, take a place. Trafficking from state to state. Egyptian king around my neck. Pistols just to keep us safe. New endeavors, that was in my past. We was built to last. Got a few, but they ain't catch us all. We was built to last. Now I'm thinking, mornings on the beaches, mojitos in my glass. Smoking on, nothing but some goodies. Options in my stash. Young and having anything I please. Abundance comes with ease. On this mic, I just give them magic. Engineer Kareem, TMG, just like James Worthy. Create them lanes for me. You can either love it or you hate it, but you can't ignore me. Black farms, fucking on your aunts, sisters and moms. I ain't who they imagine, but real the men with my charm. Weed straight from the farm, they call it supersonic. This shit is so melodic, perfect tunes to roll my chronic, nigga.